Hi you guys, it's Stephanie. Welcome back to Coffee Paper Scissors. I've been working on the signatures for the Deep in the Forest, is that what I'm calling it? I can't remember. Journal. And I think I'm ready, to put them in a cover. So I get to this point and I almost always, as I'm doing this, I'm thinking, what is my cover gonna be like? And I have no idea. So I'm going to bring you along. You guys are going to see, I'm not kidding you. You're going to see all of it. So get ready for that. It's I don't know. It may not be a good thing. This, it's going to be, I don't think it's going to be too crazy chunky, but I really like the way it's looking, and I might add a little bit more of the fuzzy stuff at some point. Maybe it'll be on the cover or something, I don't know, but I'm liking that part. I wanted to make a soft cover. Okay, this is bright, you guys, so get ready for it. I wanted to make a soft cover journal, and I went into town today to a thrift store trying to find something with that's like maybe an upholstery fabric or something like that I could make a cover out of. And I just couldn't find anything. I went to Joann Fabric and I looked at their fabrics, all of them. And excuse me, I did end up buying some fabric from there, but it wasn't what I was looking for. So I think that what I'm going to do is make my cover out of a file folder so it'll be flexible but covered in fabric, and just one layer, so the whole thing should be totally flexible. I've taken so this is how I decide how to make my spine width. I take my journal and I hold it here like as if it's going to be closed inside the journal, and I see how big this is, and usually I'll just kind of line it up on my board to get an idea of how wide I want it, and I think that 2.5 inches is going to be more than enough. Excuse me. So what I'm going to do is, you know how the file folder has the little ridges in it? So I'm just going to go with that, and I'm going to do 2.5 inches worth of more scores. So let's see here. I don't want to line it up. Okay, so it'd be to there. And then I'll just do every so often. And so this is so that my spine has a little bit of roundedness to it. I mean, it would do it on its own eventually, I think, but I don't know. I'm just winging it, guys. I feel like this might help. And then there's the ones that are already in there. Okay. Alrighty, and so then I'm just going to take and just kind of bend them a little. And it's not going to be real easy, I'm sure, but we're going to do the best we can. I'm going to get a ruler, and it'll hopefully help me out a little bit. Maybe not. So I haven't made a video in a couple of days because I've really just been doing more of the same. I've been working on decorating the pages, and I mean, I think it's nice for you guys to be able to, when you see the flip through, that some things are a surprise, you haven't necessarily seen it all. And So, and then also, I don't want to bore you to death with more of the same. So, and oh my goodness, did I make a mess? I made such a big mess. I'm really bad about putting things away while I'm in the middle of decorating pages. You know, if I think, oh, I might need, I don't know, some rickrack. So I take out one of, I don't know, 3 or 4 things that I have with rickrack in it. Okay, so there's that. So that's nice and curved. And then I think I decided that I needed it to be 5.5 inches ish. So I'm gonna go from these lines and do 5.5 inches. What was I saying? Oh, so I'll take out whatever I've got my rickrack stored in, and I won't put it away. And then I'll be like, oh, well, I guess I didn't need that rickrack anyway, so I won't even use it. And then it sits there, and then I take out the next thing, and I don't use it, and I don't put it away. So I have giant messes, and I have a small little section of my desktop that I work in, and I keep having to push things out of the way. Okay. You know, I think, no, it'll be fine. All right, so let's, wait, where did my other signature go? There it is. I have them in the order that I want them in, so I don't want to get them mixed up. Okay, so that'll hold everything. Making sure I pushed start. I did. All right, now I'm wanting it to be soft, so I have this thin, what is this stuff called? Batting? And it's, I don't know. I guess it doesn't say which. It's low loft. So it's real thin. I don't know if you can get it any thinner than that. So I am going to cut out 2 pieces. I'm just going to undo it here. I'm going to cut out 2 pieces, one for the front side and one for the back side. And I'm going to put my old thingy up here, and I'm going to cut on it because I'm going to use my rotary cutter. That poor thing has seen better days, but I keep it for this purpose. I don't feel like, if I throw it away, I just kind of feel like that would be kind of a waste, right? So now these are the things I normally don't show you. I just feel like you don't want to see me fuss with things. But I know I have people say, you know, show it. We want to see, so here I am showing you. I think that what I'm going to do, I want it to sit within this, I think. Honestly, I don't know what I want. My rotary cutter. Oh, I didn't get out my thing. Hold on, you guys. This is going to shake the desk a little bit, but it's covered with scissors and things like that. My drawers on my desk are so shallow, like I don't even think they might be 2 inches deep. It's the only thing about my desk that I don't like. Okay. So if I put it there, and you know, if you're somebody who does quilting and stuff like that, I know that what I am doing is probably totally wrong. I'm right-handed. I should have had it on the other side and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, it'll get us there. Okay. And you just want to be really careful with these things. I've never cut myself, but, you know, lots of warnings. You don't want it to, like, slip and go that way and cut the tip of your finger off or anything. And the reason I'm not, like, spinning it and trying to get it perfect for me to be able to cut it more easily is because this is fussy. And I don't want to deal with it. So I'll manage. I'm hitting the file folder. I think I'm still hitting the file folder. Okay, that's just ridiculous, right? Okay. All right, so now I have 2 of them. And I'm going to glue them down. I'm going to go ahead and glue it down right now. Do you guys ever have a hard time getting these things off? It hurts my fingers. I had a wipe. What? I found it. It's on the floor. Okay. Okay. There we go. So I'm thinking I am going to sew a little bit on it. Not a lot. I think just around the edges. I think. I really don't know for sure. I don't know how much my sewing machine's gonna like all of this. I mean, the thickness of the fabric-y stuff would be fine, because that's, you know, that's what sewing machines do. But then with the file folder added to it, I'm just not sure, but I'm gonna find out. So I said I went into Joann Fabric. Boy, it was a mess in there. I think, you know, change of season stuff. And then some of the areas were just torn up. I don't know. And then they have clearance, you know, they clearance things out. And then they don't put anything in its place. So there's empty shelves. And then I'm sure some of that has to do with just, you know, all the stocking problems that businesses are having right now because things aren't available. But it's like, oh, sometimes I wish that I could be a manager of stores like that and I would make it beautiful every day. but I also think that they, you know, they have limitations. Okay, so that's cute. Look, it's fluffy. It's kind of cute, actually. Okay, so the first fabric that I got is this. And I'm thinking that I want to tear let's see. Okay, you always want to remember that you do that. I did not remember that this time. I'm careful, but you know, if you have kids around or something like that, those things be very dangerous. So I'm thinking that I would want it hanging off a bit. And then, you know, you're never quite sure on how the tear is going to go. So that's kind of scary. I hope you guys can see okay, because again, I'm just going for it. Okay. And then we'll just get a torn edge over here. And then we've got to figure out torn edge on the other side. I hate how when you tear, it curls the edge up. I hate that. I don't want it to distort my measurements, my precise measurements. Okay. Yeah, so like this is going this way. It might have been good to have this be a little bit wider. Well, that's what it is now. Yeah, it's weird. It's not like lining up just right. I suppose when I glue it down, it might. I just have to be really careful about placement when I go to glue it down. I don't know. I'm just going to give it quite a bit. But if it tears sideways, I don't know. Let's see how it turned out. Oh yeah, there's like tons extra. Tons extra. Which, you know, isn't necessarily a good thing because it's really hard to tear a thin strip off. And I'm just not even going to try. We're going to leave it. It's just going to be extra fringy. Okay, and then I have this fabric that I'm thinking I'm going to use on the inside and for the spine. I want it this way. So what I'm doing right now, as I tear my fabric, I'm just throwing it on the floor. That's another example of how I make a giant mess. Okay, so I'm going to try and get these to be about the same size. I'm not concerned about this because that was, you know, somebody cut it at the store. I'm just right now concerned about this width. And if I goof up, I've got more. Oh, I'm scared. I'm not concerned. I'm going to try here. Okay, I think it lines up. And then again, it'll be fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a tear across the top. Wait, what did I do? Okay. I almost laid it out the wrong way. So when I tore it, you know, it does kind of distort the fabric a little bit. So I'm just going around and making sure I have everything pretty much stretched back out and lined up. Hopefully, because I'm going for it. So when I went to the thrift store, I was hoping I could find like a placemat or something like that I could make this out of, but I didn't find anything. You know what I did find that I'm kind of excited about? You know how people do their coffee dyeing with those large plastic doilies? Well, I found a giant plastic lace tablecloth. Okay, so there's that. Let me show you real quick. And the pattern is gorgeous. So here's like the edge of it. So it's plastic. So I'll be able to cut it down into, you know, paper size pieces, and I can start doing that without, you know, because I've tried it before with just paper doilies and it does not work well. So there's that pattern, and then on the inside, the pattern goes, it has this, and then these. Isn't that cool? Very, very cool. So I'm excited to start playing with this. And again, it's huge. I have no idea, you know, what size table. And I paid $3.99. So I thought that was a score. All right. Okay, so the next thing that I do is fabric fusing stuff. What is that called? Heat and Bond? That's what mine is called. Heat and Bond. Heat and Bond. Ultra Bond is the one that I have. And when I bought it, it was either on sale or I used a coupon. So, you know, $11 is kind of a lot, but I've been using it for years. So I feel like it's worth it. So I keep my iron in here. I have a iron that I use for my crafts. So I'll get that plugged in and heating up. And then let's see what size we need. Okay, I've got a really rusty old ruler here, but it's got a nice length to it. So I am going to say 14.5 by, I don't want it to be so long. No, I don't want it that long because there's a little hangover. 14. I'm just going to do 14 by 8.5. 14 by 8.5. And I keep the little bits because sometimes you have to piece things in. 14 by 8.5, right? Yes. I'm just lining it up on my board here to get the 8.5. And then hopefully my cut the last time was decent. And it's 8.5 on the other side too. Who knows? It's a little bit longer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, it's pretty close. My bone here. I don't normally do it like this by folding it, but you know, I need 2 of them. This will work. Actually, I'm gonna leave that on there. I know I'm probably starting off camera and we'll finish off camera, but I'm just following my line. 14. I have it, I don't know if you can see, but I have it lined up over here, so it's all correct. So I'm just lining it up with the line on the board. Okay, so there's extra, you know, but like I said, I always save it because I have had to piece things together before. So that works for me. Okay. So here's our two pieces, and I am going to remove my decent one, and I'm leaving this one here. And I bought this wool ironing thing that I love. But whenever I use it, it tends to, like underneath, it's damp. So I don't like to do it on my desk because my desk is actually wood and I don't want to get the wood damp. So I always just do it like this. Okay. So our fabrics. I hadn't ironed them. I hadn't even checked to see if they needed it. But this one's fine. Okay, so then you take your heat and bond and you line it up in there. So remember, this stuff is going to be hanging off the book, and that's good. I wanted it, you know, space without any of it. And the directions tell you how long to sit it on there to iron it. I don't follow the directions anymore because it's been working well just doing it my way, you know. I want to move it just a little bit. Okay. I don't remember how long it says, but follow the directions. This iron is also horrible, so it's not getting it very hot. I got a new iron for my clothes and brought the old one in for my crafting. You can kind of see when it changes. You can actually see the fabric through it just a little bit. Okay, that one's probably fine. And then we'll line up the next one. So this one could use a little bit of ironing. Now I need to find my other piece. You guys are totally off-centered. Seems like this one's slightly bigger. So my cutting, see how it's hanging off? We do not want that. And again, it's not going to show. I feel like it's kind of fat on this end, skinny on this end is what I need to do. Let's see. It's probably fine, but I'm going to take just a tiny bit more off here. All right. So is the virus going crazy in your area? Because they're talking about requiring masks again here pretty soon. And some stores have said they're going to require them already. When I went into town today, nobody required it. But I have seen more people wearing their masks than, you know, just a week ago. It's a bummer. It's a real bummer. Okay. Now let's move this one back over because it's cooled. And we'll go ahead and pull this off. I don't know why that tore. It got too hot over up there, I guess, maybe. Well, it's okay because I'm going to be covering it. Can't get it. Okay. So now I need tissue paper. And I know I have a bunch. Oh, good. I think I have enough. It was... So now I've done this a couple of ways. I've done it where I just lay it on top and iron it down. And then I tear it. So, and you're probably asking, why are you doing this, right? If you've not ever done this before. It's because I'm going to be gluing this on top of my my cover, and the glue, I don't want it seeping through, so this stops it. Okay, so then I try, this doesn't always work the way I want it to, but I try to just tear my paper away like this. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. See, I don't want that to happen because I still need to use more of this. It doesn't like tearing this direction. It tears the other direction much more easily. Okay. Good enough. And then you can just take and cut off any bits. A little bit. I don't know what will be hanging off the book, and I just don't want that tissue paper showing. Okay, so now that when I glue, the glue will not seep through. I normally also don't let it cool before peeling it off, so that might help it to not get stuck around the edges. Okay, that's fine. And the tissue paper. So I've got, you know, my fabric and all that. I have no idea what I'm going to do for decorations. I have no idea. Totally at a loss. And then the iron cord hit the tissue. So I don't know. No, I don't feel, and I don't feel any heat either. That's one thing that this thing says. It's supposed to be heat, like protecting or something. You know, it'll protect against heat. It's supposed to anyway. I bought it on Amazon, so I don't recall the price, but I don't spend too much on anything, so it couldn't have been very much money. This definitely tears better one direction than the other. Watch it not, though. Oh yeah, it definitely has a direction. Okay. Turn my iron off. And bring our cover back in. So you just want to make sure this is the outside because that's how my bend goes. And I want this on the inside. Let me get this stuff out of the way. Get rid of my old mat there. And put my other mat back. And then let's see where you guys are. so that's correct. So if I do it like that, and see, I still have, that's okay. I had planned on sewing around, but even with my measuring, I still have all of that. But that's okay. I'm just kind of getting an idea of what I want to do here. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put a bunch of glue. So it's like this. And then I'm just gonna do my best to move it around to line it up a little bit, maybe, hopefully. I'm gonna look at it from the upper angle. You guys get a better angle than I do looking from the top. So see, this Fabri-Tac normally seeps right through fabric. No seepage. I don't know if you can then iron the Heat and Bond. Like if I hadn't put this on here, would the Heat and Bond turn over and adhere to this stuff? No idea. I've never tried it before. It might, but I don't know. Okay, I'm going to see which way this lines up better so that they're kind of equal, hopefully. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So I'm going to flip it down just like that. I think my outer is smaller than my inner cover, but that's okay. That's what fabric ruffles and lace is for, right? Just make sure I don't see anything hanging out all the way around. It's going to be fluffy, that's for sure. Okay, I'm going to let this sit and dry. Oh, so what I'm planning on doing is I want to sew it. I wanted to like quilt it maybe or something. But I don't know that it would look right in here if I did that. I don't like that happening. And it may not happen so much when I've gotten the signatures sewn in. Okay, let's put them in there and see what that looks like. All right, so that's cool. I'm definitely going to have to add something around the edges because, again, my green is, well, let's see. I know that I wasn't intending. I don't know. I don't know. I wish I knew what I was going to decorate with, then I would know better. What I was thinking to do, you guys, is I was thinking to take this, well, I want it going in the direction, you know, the correct direction, but for now, we're just going to do this. So I was thinking about doing this for, and I was thinking about taking this stuff. This stuff feels wonderful. But I was thinking about taking this and kind of like, you know, kind of like dropping it all over the place and then sewing over it so that my spine has this stuff all over it. But so I don't know how it's going to work because once I sew this down, I don't know how much I'm going to like it because it'll flatten it. So I don't know, but you guys, it feels really nice. It feels like you're petting a kitty. Anyway. All right, so there we are so far. 52 minutes, not too bad. Good place to stop. All right, you guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.